You are only free when you are not afraid of who you are. Imagine if just 4 simple principles could free you from self-doubt, pain, and needless suffering. Today on BookLia, we explore the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, a spiritual guide rooted in ancient Toltec wisdom that offers a path to personal freedom, joy, and peace. Let's begin. The 4 Agreements was published in 1997 and has since sold over 10 million copies in the US alone. Don Miguel Ruiz, a trained surgeon turned spiritual teacher, drew from the teachings of the ancient Toltecs, a pre-Columbian Mexican civilization known for their spiritual knowledge and practices. This short book became a global phenomenon, not because it's complex, but because it's clear, compassionate, and transformative. Ruiz's message? Much of our suffering comes from unconscious agreements we've made with ourselves, others, and society. But if we break those old agreements and live by 4 new ones, we can finally be free. Ruiz was born into a Mexican family of healers and shamans. Though he trained in medicine, a near-death experience shifted his life forever. After crashing his car and experiencing what he called pure consciousness, he left medicine behind to study and teach Toltec spirituality. His mother, a curandera, healer, and grandfather, a shaman, helped him reconnect with these roots. Ruiz became a teacher of inner freedom, not just in theory, but in practice. The 4 Agreements came from years of reflection, experience, and soul-searching. It's not just a book, it's a blueprint for liberation. From childhood, we're domesticated. We're taught who we are, what we should be, and how to behave. We internalize shame, fear, and self-judgment. We have learned to live by making agreements with others and ourselves, but many of those agreements make us suffer. Ruiz says the way out is to break those old contracts and make new ones that align with truth. And that begins with 4 simple agreements. Here are 4 transformative life lessons from the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. A simple yet profound code for personal freedom, rooted in ancient Toltec wisdom. 1. Be impeccable with your word. We often think being truthful means not lying. But Don Miguel Ruiz invites us deeper. To be impeccable with your word is to speak with integrity, honesty, and love, toward others and yourself. Your word is the power you have to create. It is a force. Words are more than sounds. They are spells we cast, with every compliment, every insult, every whisper to ourselves in the mirror. When we gossip, complain, or speak in anger, we misuse this creative power. When we tell ourselves we're not enough, we reinforce chains we were never meant to carry. The lesson? Use your words to uplift, not tear down. Speak with purpose. Speak truth, but wrap it in compassion. Because the world we live in begins with the world we describe. 2. Don't take anything personally. This agreement is perhaps the most liberating, and the hardest to live. We're wired to take things to heart: criticism, rejection, praise, blame. But Ruiz reminds us that nothing others do is really about us. It's about their story, their wounds, their perceptions. Nothing others do is because of you. What others say and do is a projection of their own reality. When we take things personally, we become reactive, defensive. We give away our peace and power to opinions that never belong to us. The insight? Build your worth from within, not from validation or criticism. When you no longer rely on others to define you, you become unshakable. What someone says about you is not your truth, it's their lens. 3. Don't make assumptions. We all do it. We assume someone is mad at us, so we stay distant. We assume someone understands us, so we don't clarify. We assume what others mean, without ever asking. And most of the time, we're wrong. The problem with making assumptions is that we believe they are the truth. Assumptions create misunderstandings, resentment, and unnecessary pain. They rob relationships of trust. They lead to silence, drama, and conflict. The message? If you don't know, ask. If something feels unclear, communicate. Don't fill in the gaps with fear. Fill them with truth. Clear conversations save relationships. Honest questions prevent years of unnecessary suffering. 4. Always do your best. This final agreement brings them all together. Because even when you struggle to be impeccable, even when you take things personally, even when you make assumptions, if you always do your best, you give yourself grace. But Ruiz is clear, your best will look different every day. Some days it's high energy. Some days it's survival mode. What matters is that you show up, fully, truthfully, sincerely. Doing your best is taking action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. This agreement frees us from self-judgment and burnout. It reminds us that presence matters more than perfection. The final lesson? Give what you can, when you can, with love. Your best, whatever it is today, is enough. The Four Agreements has become a spiritual classic, endorsed by everyone from Oprah to Deepak Chopra. It's used in classrooms, therapy, coaching, and leadership. Why? Because its wisdom is universal. Whether you're 16 or 60, these truths apply. They don't ask you to change the world. They ask you to change how you show up in it. So what do you think? Which of the Four Agreements resonates most with you? Let us know in the comments. And if you're on a journey of self-growth and inner clarity, subscribe to BookLia for powerful books and insights every week. This is BookLia, one book, big insights.